I loved my Madrichim so much. Like, I still talk to them to this day. They were the funniest, wildest. They planned the funnest activities. We got to go to their houses to see where they live, which was such a cool experience because you create such meaningful relationships with your Madrichim, and then you get to see where they live and where they grew up, and you meet their families, which was super unique and something I've never done before. And also just living in your dorm with, like, for me, it was 40 other teenagers who shared the same love for Israel that I did. It was something that was so, like, fulfilling for me because if you don't, like, I don't go to a Jewish school, so I'm not surrounded by Jewish people like I was at HSI. So it was a meaningful, amazing experience for me.
You get to hang out with all your friends, and they're living right next to you. You can wake up and see all your friends, hang out with them 24/7. The Madrichim are great because they are another friend to lean on. They're older, so they have more perspective and more knowledge, and they're Israeli, so they're your own personal tour guide.
I also loved how we were able to stay on campus with 40 of our other classmates, and I thought it really brought us closer together, and it was really nice to make new friends that way.
Dorm life was very exciting all the time. There was always something happening. My roommates were amazing. I'm best friends. I became best friends with all of them. I grew so close with them, and you get to know everyone in your group so well just because you're in the same dorm and living together. Our Madrichim are amazing. They were our parents, but also our best friends. They were there for us whenever we needed them.
My Madrichim were Tamar, Oz, and Yahel, and they were all so close to us. We knew that they were there for us whenever we needed them.
My core teacher, Jacob Leibowitz, he made Aliyah when he was 5, and he is the most amazing person I've ever met in my entire life. He is the most caring, enthusiastic person. He challenged me to question what Judaism meant to me and learn and really delve into Jewish history. And I'm so thankful that he was a part of my journey.
My Israel studies teacher was Tracy Weisberger, and she was incredible. Her lessons in and outside of the classroom were super engaging, very interesting. She is a great speaker, and she really helped us. She gave us all the resources we needed. It's a lot of material to cover, but we got through it all. And more than that, she made us feel like family. She invited us into her home. She made us bagels. She was the best bagel recipe in the world. And she's overall one of the best teachers I've ever had.
At Muss, experiential learning was their #1 priority. We got to use the country as our classroom.
I liked how we were able to learn history at actual sites where things happened and not just learn about it from a textbook. When we went to Masada and were able to actually hike up the trail and have class on the mountain in the morning and watch the sun rise, I thought it was a really cool experience and made history easier to learn.
Experiential learning was something I'd never done before, and I really connected with it a lot because I thought it was so cool to be able to study about a place and then go to it and realize, oh, this is real. Like, there's history that happened here, and I thought that was really cool. The most memorable Tiyul I went on was definitely Sfat. It was just amazing, and that was the Tiyul that made me have the realization that, oh, I'm in Israel and I'm having a blast.
There were so many restaurants to go to and so many things to see, and it was really cool to get a chance to immerse yourself in Israeli culture, you know. One of my favorite places was the nut store where you can get roasted almonds, roasted pecans, roasted cashews, whatever you want, orange peels. Really yummy, and Moshiko's, a smoothie place right next to it.
The city of Hod HaSharon is an amazing place, tons of things to do, and plenty of places to try, and my suggestion is falafel.
Even one of my first stops when I came to Israel, one of my first weeks after making Aliyah, was stopping at the campus to visiting Moshiko's, one of my favorite places in Hod HaSharon.
My favorite was definitely the concert we went to the first night, and I don't remember what group it was a popular Israeli group. But that really wasn't the point. The point was we barely knew each other. The music was fun. I didn't really understand it. And it's really when I got to know all of my friends. It was in a big park, so we got to walk around. We got to talk to each other. Yeah, we had a really great time, and it really was a great bonding experience.
We got to experience things I've never experienced before, like Gadna, for example. We were on an army base for 4 days and truly understood the pride and the determination every Israeli goes through when they go into the army.
Israeli Independence Day, that was one of my favorite events. We went to Jerusalem, we went to Tel Aviv, we went everywhere. We did it with all of the kids who were on March of the Living. Shabbat on campus, we would have our Shabbat dinner in the cafeteria where we always ate, but things would always be a lot more fancy, which was really cool to watch it transform like that. And then usually we would have a service outside on the lawn led by our Israeli studies teachers, and it's just like a community. We're all singing together. And on the open weekends, I most of the time actually stayed on campus because I don't have that many relatives in Israel, but there were a couple of times where I did go out with those relatives. My distant aunts and uncles lived in Jerusalem, and it was really cool to experience Jerusalem from a person who lives there's perspective.
One of my favorite memories at HSI were our on-campus Shabbats. On these days, we all dressed up nicely and took pictures. On these days, we all became so close to each other. We spent the whole day on campus with each other, and we became one big family.
AMHSI really helped prepare me for college as well, because it gives you a sense of independence, living on your own without any, you have supervision, but there's no one really forcing you to do anything that you need to do. You need to learn how to live on your own. So it was a really good experience in that regard too.
I'm a junior now. I went last year as a sophomore, but I can tell already that it's going to give me a lot of college experience, just being able to live with other people my age, live with roommates in particular. I think that is something I would have not been prepared for going into college at all, because it is so different than living in a big room by yourself, where I can play guitar really loudly and no one will care, but I can't do that there. You really got to learn to be courteous of other people and to clean up your own stuff, but it's also really nice to have people to talk to. I'd say for my Jewish identity in general, Judaism, of course I was always connected to it, but it never really felt near and dear to my heart until after I went on AMHSI. Being able to connect with Judaism and all the different sects of Judaism and learning all about them, all about the history, all about things that I had never known about previously, I think really brought me closer to the religion as a whole, and particularly the values of the religion.
It also helped me forge such a great Jewish identity for myself, one that I could have never imagined I would come out of Muss with. And one of the reasons is because I was constantly using my knowledge of history to find my way around Judaism, and it was amazing.